Hi, and welcome to this Fornav coffee break. My name is René Brummel. I'm a product specialist at Fornav and I will be your presenter today. As this coffee break is live, you can ask your questions via the GoToWebinar question window. We will answer them at the end of the coffee break. Today, we are going to create a new Business Central report in 1 minute. To demonstrate how to do this, we will use the templates in the Fornav Designer and the sales order confirmation from the Fornav report pack. However, you can apply the instructions from this coffee break to any Fornav report from any extension. To demonstrate how to create new Business Central reports, I'm going to use these steps. The prerequisites, what do I need to get going? In step 2, I will create a new report from a template. In step 3, I will clone the sales order confirmation and add some terms. In the fourth and final step, I will add a page extension for my cloned report. Let's start with the first step. Today, I will be creating new reports in a Business Central on-premise Docker installation with the Business Central 2020 Wave 1 release. I have installed the Fornav extension and I have executed the step-by-step wizard from the assisted setup to get started. Of course, everything I do today is also available on the Business Central cloud environment. I also have the Fornav Designer installed on my PC. The Fornav Designer can be downloaded from the Fornav website. The Fornav report pack is a complete set of reports that will cover most of your reporting needs. But sometimes you just need to create something new. Fortunately, Fornav will help you out with this. The Fornav Report Designer makes creating new reports easier than ever. In fact, with the Fornav Designer, you can create a new report in 1 minute. Let's have a look. So let's go and have a look in the Fornav Designer and start creating new reports. To create a new report, you can start with the report template and you can start from scratch if you want to, but Fornav have made it easy for you to get started. You can start with a header line template or an item inventory template, or the one I'm using today is the list template. And if you've been watching these coffee breaks regularly, you've probably seen us use this template before. So once this report is generated, you see I have the bare bones of my report already. I have a data item with a header, a body, and a footer. So first thing I need to do is to set some of the report properties. Now, if we look at the object name, Fornav generates an automated object name and an object number, which is the first free number in my database. I'm going to say this is my item list, and I'm happy with object number 50,000. Then, of course, I want to add a caption. Which is my item list. You can add captions for any language, but for now I'm happy with English. Then of course I need to change my data item because by default the data item of a list is set to customer. And I don't want it set on the customer, I want to set it on the item. So I'm going to find the item from the list of tables in Business Central. And once that has been done, I can add some fields to my report because obviously we use reports to display data. So let's grab some data from our database. And let's use the number, the description, the inventory, and let's add a field lookup for the base unit of measure description. Let's drag these into our report, which creates a nice table for me. And of course, I want to add some headers as well. So I'm just going to quickly insert a header section. And I'm going to add my field captions for this as well. So I'm going to find my number and my description, my inventory, and my base unit of measure. Drag these into my report as well. Resize my section. And then let's go and do some nice layout stuff as well, because I would really like the old pajama printing on my table. So let's select the table, and in the properties of the table, we can select styles and create a new style for the even style. And let's set the background color to, let's do something fun for today. Let's grab gold. So that's my report done. So now all I need to do is get it in my Business Central database. And for that, all I need to do is save it as an object on the server, which creates a new extension and uploads it to Business Central, which means I can now preview my report once I tell Fornav how to log into Business Central, that is. And let's preview it. There we go. We have the Fornav My Item list with a nice list of items with the golden lines in there. So I like it. I hope you like it as well. So if we are in Business Central, let's go and have a look at what Fornav has just done. Let's go to the extension management and see what has happened there. Now I have the Fornav customizable report pack, obviously, in the Fornav core, and Fornav has created a new extension for me, which is now the Fornav My Item list. It's not always necessary to create a brand new report. Sometimes all you need is a custom version of an existing report. For instance, some companies might need different order confirmations or quotes for different situations. So let's see how we can clone an existing report. Again, I go to my Fornav designer, I close my nice new item list, and instead of creating a new report, I'm now going to open a report from the server. Let's go and find the order confirmation. So take the order confirmation, and instead of just clicking OK to open the existing report, I'm going to say create a copy. And this creates a copy of the existing sales order confirmation. And of course, the first thing I need to do is tell Fornav how to save this in Business Central. So once again, I need to set the object name, which has now been set to Fornav 50001, because that's the next object number in my database. I'm happy with the number, but not with the name. I'm going to save it as order with terms. And obviously I need to change the caption as well, because that's just good practice. So I'm going to say order with terms. I'm happy with that. So let's go and change something in this report. Let's grab a new footer section for this for my line. And let's add a label, because this customer wants some extra special terms on this particular sales order. So let's type my terms right here, which is the good old lorem ipsum stuff. Save it as HTML, and obviously this is a fairly big chunk of text, so let's make this a little bit bigger. So I'm happy with this. So once again, I'm going to save it as an object on the server. Now let's preview my new report. And once it's done generating all 43 pages, you will notice that I now have my order confirmation with these extra special terms for this particular customer. So that's great. Once again, let's go and have a look at what Fornav has done for us. And now next to the Fornav My Item list, Fornav has also created a new extension for my Fornav order with terms. To be able to use these new reports, users need a new button so they can start the new reports. We will add a button to call our new report from the order list. Again, I go to my Fornav designer because Fornav has really made this easy for us. If I select the properties of the report, I can not only change the report number and the name, but I can also extend pages. And if I do that, let's drill down into here. I can add a new page extension for this that will call this report. And by default, it finds a sales quote. Now, what ForNav does is it finds a list of pages that use the same source table as this report does. At the moment, the first one it finds is the sales quote. I don't want this report, this button on the sales quote. I want it on the sales order list. So I'll find the sales order list in the list of applicable pages and hit OK. And then, of course, I want a caption, because I'm not happy with the standard report caption. I'll just say my new report. The image value is fine, and I want it promoted because I want it on the front page of my page options. So I'm happy with that, and once again save as an object on the server. The extension was successfully uploaded, so that's great. Let's have a look in Business Central. Let's go and have a look at the sales orders. And in the sales orders, we now have a report button with my new report, with my new report button in there. And if I preview this, you will notice that my new report has been started and is now on the screen. So let's recap what we just did. We created a new item list from a template. We gave it a name, a number, and added some fields to it. Then we saved it as an extension straight into Business Central. Next, we cloned and changed an existing report and saved it as a new report in Business Central. Finally, we added a button on the page to call the new report. Some of you will wonder how this method of creating reports can be integrated in your development practice and how to add these objects to your source control. All of that is possible, but that is a topic for another coffee break. Thank you for listening to me so far. Mark, do we have any questions?
Yeah, thanks, René, and thanks for this great presentation. It's great to see how we can create new reports super fast with ForNav. Currently, we don't have any questions just yet. But let's wait for the audience to come up with some brainwaves. While we wait, I'm going to show you some resources where you can find more information. First and foremost, of course, our website, fornav.com, where you can find all the information and also the download of the product. René used the ForNav Designer today to create the new reports and to make changes. You can download that directly from the website. If you want to start working with the report pack, Microsoft AppSource is the place to go. Just log into AppSource with your Business Central credentials and install the ForNav report pack. It's completely free of charge. The only difference between licensing and testing is that we print a watermark on all of your reports. If you like the watermark and you don't mind, then feel free to use the product as is. If you like us to remove the watermark in your production environment, just send us an email and we'll set you up with a license. If you want to see more of these short coffee break nuggets, you can go to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/fornavreports. Here you can also find our regular webinars with what's new information. And after all of this, if you feel like you should still ask a question to René or to anyone else on the team, just send an email to support@fornav.com and your question will end up in our support system. And we have a general rule of thumb that we will get back to you within 24 hours. But we still don't have any questions, René, so let's go to the next slide. So on YouTube, you can find all of our coffee breaks that we already did in the past. But we also keep a list of upcoming coffee breaks. We're still debating if we're going to continue during summer or not. But on fornav.com/coffeebreak, you will find the list of upcoming webinars. If your topic of preference is not in that list, then you can send us an email. And that's basically the last and final slide. If you cannot find an answer to your question on the YouTube with the recorded coffee breaks, and you don't see the topic either on the 4NF.com website, you can send us an email to info@4NF.com. If we decide to do a coffee break around your topic, you will win 2 prizes. The first and probably most important prize is that you will get an answer to your question, but we will also send you a gift certificate worth €50 or US$ as a thank you for inspiring us to make this a better place and to answer your question. So with that, we're exactly on 15 minutes for this coffee break. Well done, René, today on timing. And to the audience, thank you for attending, and see you in the next coffee break. Bye.